So I wanted to do a nice little mobility and stretch video for y'all, just to use whenever you need it really. So it might be nice for first thing on the morning when you're just waking up, just to get a bit of movement into the body, just to wake your body up. Last thing at night, just as a nice little wind down for the day, getting ready to sleep. Or maybe you've just been sat on your butt all day and you just need a little bit of movement and mobility work, then just whenever really. Yeah, so let's just jump straight in. So I'm just going to start with my feet slightly wider than hip distance. And I'm just going to start with a little bit of movement. So I'm just going to let the arms become heavy and just twist through the spine here. Just relaxing in that full abdomen, relaxing in the whole body. Nice big twist through the back. And then gradually, I'm just going to increase the range of motion. Hopefully you've got a bit more space than I do here. Really just swing those arms. Start lifting those heels off the mat, off the floor. Getting into a full twist. And then into a full range of motion. Big twist around. And then after a few there, we're just going to slow it back down. So just let those arms become heavy again. Plant those heels on the floor until we come all the way back to standing. Nice and neutral. Keeping those feet slightly wide, we're just going to do a few side bends. So we're going to big stretch up, nice big breath in, and take it over. And then on the exhale, coming through, inhale onto the other side. So just start nice and easy as we begin. Just a little stretch. We're just going to keep moving through each time. Just taking it a little bit further. Really getting into that stretch now. Nice big breath in. Just keep that abdomen relaxed again. Breathing into the side body. And let's do one more each side. Just staying there a little bit longer this time. And then through. And then through. Nice. I'm going to come to the back edge of my mat now. I'm going to do some roll downs. So I'm going to start just nice and neutral. Nice and relaxed here. Again, just everything relaxed. And I'm just going to begin with a nice heavy head. So I'm going to drop my chin, let my head become heavy, and then let that just lead me down, rolling through the spine. Think about each little vertebrae in that spine, just rolling down one at a time until we come to the bottom, wherever the bottom is for us. And then there, we're just going to hang, we're going to take a breath. And then on the exhale, we're just going to start restacking. So light engagement in the abdomen here, switching onto that pelvic floor a little bit, bending in the knees, restacking that spine again. Just think about one vertebrae moving in turn, all the way back up to standing. And then we're going to go again, big breath at the top, tip the chin all the way down. Just remember, a little bend in the knee. This time we might be able to come down just a touch further. Big breath at the bottom. Exhale, roll it up. All the way back to standing. Big breath at the top. Big roll down. You should feel all those juices moving now between each little vertebrae of the spine, becoming nice and mobile. Again, maybe coming a touch further. Take a breath at the bottom. Exhale, roll it up. This is the last time we're going to come back to standing. On the next one, we're going to roll down and transition down to the mat. Big breath in. Exhale, roll it down. So this time, as we come to the bottom, we're just going to bend the knees, big bend in the knees, hands are going to come to the mat, and we're going to walk all the way out onto our hands and knees. And we're just going to come into a nice neutral spine here. And from here, we're going to move the spine a little bit more, so we're going to come into our cat-cow. So cat-cow, we take a nice deep breath in, we dip in the back, lift the tailbone and look forward, and then on the exhale, draw that belly button up towards the spine, arching through, pushing into the floor with the hands. And then just move between the two with your own breath, at your own pace, in your own time. Again, just focusing on each one of those little vertebrae moving. Really exaggerate that movement. If we want to, on that arch as well, we can also take the hips back towards the heels. And you might just get an extra nice little stretch here. And then coming back through. 2 more here. Last one. And then coming back to neutral. This time taking a little twist in the side body, little side crunch. So what we're going to do is a little nip in the waist, and we're going to look around to our feet, stretching into the other side, and then back through, and the other way. So you're trying to almost think about your shoulder coming to meet your hip here. Again, working with that breath. One more each side. And then coming back into neutral. Transitioning into down dog now. Make sure you've got plenty of space here. So we're just going to take those hands slightly further forward, tuck the toes underneath, and then we're going to lift the hips nice and high into down dog here. So pushing into the floor with the hands, lifting the tailbone, nice and long in the spine. If you need to, just a little bend in those knees is fine. And then just take a few breaths here. And then just start pedaling those feet. Just taking a little extra stretch into the hamstrings. Try and relax the head, relax the neck. And then coming into some stillness again. And what we're going to do here is we're going to roll through the spine into plank. So it's going to look like this. We're going to lift up onto the toes, roll through into plank, draw the belly button in, a little bit of core engagement here, and then from here, lifting the hips high, transitioning through. So again, just in your own time, just transition between the two, getting that nice big roll in the spine, nice curve, then into that straight. A little bit of movement in the shoulders as well. 2 more. And on this last one, I'm going to come through into plank. I'm going to stay here. And then what we're going to do is step each foot to the hand. So we're going to step it forward, few little pulses here, step it back. And the other one. Just a little bounce into those hips. Two on each side. Last one each way. Back to plank. Just step that foot forward again. This time we're just going to take some little circles. So you might just want to bring hands either side of that foot, sorry. And we're just going to circle through the hip. So you're just moving through that hip socket there. Just a nice little rotation, and then the other way. Lovely. Then just drop that back heel down. We're going to transition into high lunge. So what we're going to do is we're just going to bring our weight up, so we're sitting in the middle of those hips here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to push up into high lunge. So draw the core in nice and strong in the legs. If you need to, you can just walk yourself up there. Otherwise, we're going to tuck the toe of this back foot here and we're going to lift. So draw the belly button in, just lift up here. Sweep the arms up. And then just ground yourself down into the mat. Find yourself nice and strong, nice and balanced here. Hands into prayer pose. Hands into heart center. Stay strong. And then we're going to come into a little twist here. So whatever leg you've got forward, you're going to bring the opposite elbow and hook it round. So take a big breath in. On the exhale, bring that elbow, nice big twist through. Keep that core tight, it's going to help with your balance. Try and get into that rotation as much as you can. We'll just stay here for a little bit. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back up. Bring those hands either side of the foot. Just drop that back knee down. Drop that foot down. And again, we're just going to bring that weight into the hips here. This time, we're going to push the hips forward. So hips are going to draw forward, pushing into this front leg. And we're just going to get a nice stretch down the front of this opposite leg here. Just sitting into it a little bit. Stay active, try not to dump all the weight into it. Come either side of the foot, draw that right back, take a little wiggle in the middle if you need to, and then coming onto the other side. So just draw yourself back up into that plank, other foot comes to meet the hands, and then we're just going to go for those little hip circles here, circle it round. The other way. Nice, and then drop that back knee down, bring that weight into the hips and then transitioning into the high lunge. So tuck the toes at the back, nice and active in the core, pushing up from this leg, stay strong, up we go. And again, grounding down, sweep the arms up, find your balance, find that strength, prayer pose, hands to heart center. Get ready for that rotation. When you're comfortable, take a big breath in, exhale, hook that elbow over the knee, stay strong, keep that core engaged. for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back into center. Oop, nearly went. Hands either side, knee down. Draw those hips forward, coming into that stretch. And then bring those hands either side, draw that foot back, and coming into child's pose. Feet together, knees apart, drop those hips to the heels and big stretch forward. Let yourself relax here and take some nice big deep breaths. Last deep breath. And exhale onto your hands and knees, and then we're just going to transition onto our backs now. So all the way around, lying down onto your back. Nice little rotation stretch here. So we're just going to extend one leg away, and then first of all we're just going to hug that knee in nice and close. Give it a nice hug, a nice squeeze. And then we're going to take that knee across the body, nice twist in the spine. So really important to keep those shoulders in connection with the mat. And just try and ease this knee down. Your body will relax into it bit by bit, so just let it relax there. Arms can just relax at either side, or if you want to, you can just assist that knee down. And then take your gaze over to the other side. Nice twist through the back, nice twist in the spine. And again, just deep breaths here. Back through center. With that bent knee, with straight leg, just going to bend it, and then that bent knee is going to come onto, that foot's going to come onto the knee there. You know what I'm trying to say. And then grab a hold either the back of the thigh or the front of the shin, whatever's most comfortable for you. And we're just thinking about drawing this foot nice and close to the body here, stretching into the hip and into the glute. Think about pushing this knee away from the body and this foot nice and close. Again, just take some deep breaths, let yourself relax into it. You can hold any of these stretches for as long as you want to as well. If you feel like you need to stay there a little bit longer, feel free just to take a little extra time. And then just slowly let go of that one. Come around to the other side, so just extend that leg away. Give that knee a big old hug in. And then taking it across the body, shoulder in connection with the mat, and just let that leg ease down towards the floor. And then take your gaze over to the opposite side. through into that glute stretch. Bring that knee bent, and comes on there, back of the thigh or the front of the shin, and then just ease that knee away, and then the foot close to the body. And breathe. Just let go of that one there. Lovely. Just give yourself a little rock here. Or even hold the knees in, give yourself a little rock from side to side, a little massage through the back here. And then we're going to ease ourselves up to seated, so you can just walk yourself up or you can just rock yourself up. I'm going to come into a little hamstring stretch. So just extend the legs away from you. I'm going to bend forward from the hips and reach for the toes. Nice big stretch. If you need a little extra, you can just flex in those feet. If you don't get very far either, that's fine. As long as you feel the stretch, I don't really mind. Just make sure that we're trying to keep these legs nice and straight. Don't really want you to bend in the knees. Breathe into it. Slowly walk it up. Give those legs a little wiggle. It's more in the hamstrings here. So we're going to take those legs nice and wide. I'm just going to twist it in the body, and then we're going to reach for one foot. So nice twist and then reach. Again, don't worry about how far you come into that stretch. As long as you feel the stretch, trying to keep both knees down on the mat. And then walk it back up. Come on to the other side. Rotate and reach. And then coming into the center this time, we're just going to walk forward and then reach forward as far as you can. Try not to let your knees roll in here, so we're trying to think about keeping them in the same position. So almost think about rolling them out a little bit. And relax it down. Deep breaths. And then walking it back up. And then legs together. Little wiggle in the middle. And then one knee bent in front, and then the other leg is going to come on top. So we're thinking about stacking the legs parallel to each other like this. So one foot is going to come onto the other knee, and then nice and straight in front of you. So from here, if you want to take a little moment here as well, if you do have this little gap, it's just about like a little tightness in the hip there. So if you want to just try, spend a little bit of time easing that down, might be helpful. Don't have to. Otherwise, we're just going to bend forward from the hips here and bring that body over the top of those legs, and you should just feel a nice little stretch in the glute. This is one of my favourites. Deep breaths here. It's so nice, this one. Again, feel free just to stay in any of these stretches just a little bit longer. Changing sides. So bring one foot in front, the other one on top. Again, if you need to, or if you want to, just take a moment just to ease that leg down. Otherwise, take that weight over. Up to center. Give those legs a little shake off. And then we're going to come into a little crouch here. So just a little crouch. And then we're going to drop the head and lift the hips, coming into forward fold. So you can keep a bend in the knee if you want to. And then just let that upper body relax. Maybe give the shoulders a wiggle, the head a nod. And maybe grab the opposite elbows. And just let all that tension fall away. Deep breaths here. Go of those elbows. Take a big breath in. Exhale, then bend in the knees, engage in that pelvic floor, and slowly roll it up, just like we did in the beginning, all the way up to standing. Head and shoulders are the last thing to come up until we're standing nice and tall. From here, interlace the fingers, stretch up towards the sky, and then just like we did in that side bend, we're just going to stretch over to the side, but this time, this is another one of my favourites. I'm going to lead that all the way around. So all the way through the back, stretching forward, around to the other side, into that side bend on the other side, and then through the other way. Nice big stretch all the way through the back. If you notice any areas of tension, just work through them nice and slow. One more each way, because it's nice. Over to the other side. All the way through the back. And all the way back to centre. And then we'll finish with some nice big breaths. So big deep breath in, stretch up towards the sky, big exhale, and again. Last one, biggest one yet. Big stretch, big exhale. And give yourself a clap. Nice work. Hope you feel really good after that. Thanks for joining me.